In a world where the boundaries of humanity have been shattered, a new era has dawned. Picture this, a sprawling desert city under a crimson sky. Its towering spires glowing with neon light, casting long shadows across dunes that shimmer like molten gold. The air hums with energy, charged with the promise of transformation. Humanity, once bound by flesh and bone, now stands on the edge of something extraordinary. A cosmic lottery has been unleashed, and each person is gifted the essence of a creature, their bodies and souls merging with the raw power of the wild. Some become predators, others protectors, but all are forever changed tonight. We unveil one of the most deceptive and deadly of these gifts, the velvet ant class. Don't let the name fool you. This isn't just any insect, it's a force of nature, a paradox wrapped in beauty and pain. In the heart of this desert city, a young man steps forward, his silhouette slender against the fiery horizon. His name is lost to the wind, but his presence commands attention. His eyes ignite with a ruby glow, sharp and unyielding, like embers in the night. His ears, fringed with delicate, velvety ridges, catch the faintest whispers of the desert, trembling with amber light. He wears no armor of steel, only a sleek suit that hugs his frame, its surface alive with pulsing ruby and amber lines, like veins of venom coursing through a living weapon. His hair, short and soft, sways like the fuzz of the creature he embodies. This is no ordinary man. He is the velvet ant, born from a creature small enough to fit in your palm, yet feared as the cow killer. Its sting, they say, can bring giants to their knees. The crowd around him murmurs, skeptical. He looks too fragile, too delicate for this brutal world. But they don't see the truth. Beneath that unassuming exterior lies a power that thrives on being underestimated. His sting is a promise of agony, his resilience a defiance of the odds. As the crimson sky darkens, a holographic velvet ant materializes beside him, its red and black fur gleaming with an otherworldly sheen. The city holds its breath. This is the moment where weakness becomes legend. The desert city fades into twilight, its neon spires now mere glimmers against a sky bruised purple and gold. Our velvet ant warrior stands alone, his ruby eyes cutting through the dusk like twin flames. He moves with a grace that seems almost too soft for this harsh world, his slender frame weaving through the dunes as if carried by the wind itself. But make no mistake, this is no fragile soul. The velvet ant, his namesake, is a creature of paradox, a wingless wasp cloaked in the guise of an ant, its vibrant fur hiding a sting that can stop hearts. Known as the cow killer, this tiny terror thrives in the harshest corners of the earth, from scorching deserts to rocky wastelands. Its body a fortress of resilience, and its venom a weapon of legend. Look closer at our warrior. His human face, sharp and refined, carries the weight of quiet confidence. His eyes, glowing ruby with flecks of amber, see the world with predatory clarity, catching every flicker of movement, every shift in the air. His ears, fringed with delicate, velvety ridges, shimmer with the same ruby and amber light pulsing faintly as they pick up the distant hum of danger, footsteps on sand, the creak of metal, the whisper of an ambush. These are no mirrors. They are antennae of survival, tuned to the heartbeat of the battlefield. His body remains human, unmarred by scales or claws, but his suit tells a different story. It clings to him like a second skin, its sleek surface rippling with glowing lines of ruby and amber, like veins of venom coursing through a living weapon. The suit, inspired by the velvet ant's furry exoskeleton, is both armor and art, its patterns mimicking the insect's vibrant hues, a warning to those who dare underestimate him. This warrior's power lies in his deception. To the untrained eye, he is a fleeting shadow, too slight to threaten, too elegant to fear. But the velvet ant's legacy runs through him. His sting, born from his very flesh, carries the agony of 1,000 needles, and his body defies the elements. Heat, dust, and poison slide off him like water. As the desert wind howls, he stands unmoved, his suit's glowing lines pulsing brighter, a beacon of danger in the fading light. This is the velvet ant class, where beauty masks brutality and fragility is a lie. The twilight deepens over the desert, the last rays of sunlight swallowed by a sea of stars. Our velvet ant warrior moves silently through the dunes, his ruby eyes glinting like beacons in the dark, his velvety ears catching every rustle of sand. His suit pulses with amber and ruby light, each glowing line a reminder of the venom coursing within him. This is no ordinary fighter. The velvet ant class is a master of strategy, a predator who thrives on deception and precision. In a world where brute strength and raw speed often reign, he carves his path with cunning, turning every battle into a dance of calculated strikes and unshakable endurance. To wield this class is to embrace the art of war, where every move is deliberate, every sting a promise of victory. On the battlefield, the velvet ant's tactics are as fluid as the desert wind. He is a shadow, slipping through chaos with a hit-and-run style that leaves enemies reeling. Picture him darting across a rocky wasteland, his slender frame weaving between boulders as he pursues a towering armored foe. His fingers glow. Ruby, morphing into a needle-sharp spike that unleashes venomous sting, a precise strike that pierces the enemy's side. The foe staggers, their movement sluggish as the venom saps their strength, reducing their attack speed by a fifth for 8 long seconds. The warrior retreats, his suit's amber lines flaring as he vanishes into the shadows, leaving his opponent grasping at air. This is his strength, striking hard then fading before retaliation can land. When surrounded, he shifts to control the crowd. Imagine a squad of enemies charging through a ruined city, their weapons gleaming under flickering streetlights. The Velvet Ant stands his ground, his body radiating a sudden burst of amber energy. Swarm pulse erupts, a wave of venomous light washing over the battlefield in an 8-meter radius. The enemies falter, their speed cut by a third for 5 seconds. Their bodies racked by lingering poison that gnaws at them for 10 more. The warrior moves among them, untouchable, his suit's ruby lines pulsing with each step, sowing chaos and creating openings for his allies to strike. Aster's defense is where he surprises most. In the heat of close combat, with blades and fists raining down, he activates velvet armor. A shimmering ruby veil envelops him, soft as velvet yet unyielding, cutting physical damage in half for 6 seconds, and sending a tenth of each melee blow back to its source. Enemies recoil, their own strength turned against them, while he stands firm, his amber eyes unwavering. This is no fragile fighter, his resilience is his defiance. A testament to the Velvet Ant's ability to endure where others fall. His passive abilities weave seamlessly into his strategy. Toxic endurance makes him a fortress against poison and chemical assaults, shrugging off toxins that would cripple others and reducing a quarter of all chemical or energy damage. When his health dips below a third, his instincts kick in, boosting his speed by a fifth, letting him dart away to regroup or launch a counterattack. Agile Skitter, his other passive gift, transforms him into a phantom on the ground. He glides over sand, rocks, and tangled underbrush with a 25% speed boost, navigating rough terrain as if it were smooth glass. Ranged attacks falter against him, with a fifth of them missing as he weaves through the battlefield, his suit's ruby and amber lines leaving glowing trails in the dust. Training to master this class is a grueling journey. In the scorching deserts, he runs relentless obstacle courses, leaping over dunes and scrambling up cliffs to hone Agile Skitter's speed and precision. Under the blistering sun, he faces controlled chemical mist, standing unflinching as his body learns to neutralize toxins, strengthening toxic endurance. In sparring arenas, he targets moving drones with venomous sting, perfecting the accuracy needed to land each venomous spike. On a fleeting mark, he trains alongside allies, timing swarm pulse to disrupt mock enemies, learning to synchronize his chaos with their strikes. Every session sharpens his instincts, teaching him to exploit the moment when enemies underestimate his delicate frame. But the true pinnacle of his power lies in his ultimate ability. Cow Killer Barrage. Picture a desperate moment, the battlefield, littered with fallen allies, a colossal enemy mech looming over him. His body ignites, ruby and amber light erupting as he unleashes 3 devastating stings in 4 seconds. Each strike, twice as potent as venomous sting, surges from his fingers. Red spikes tearing through the mech's armor. The enemy freezes, gripped by extreme pain. Their attack and movement speed slashed in half for 10 seconds. The mech systems falter, sparks flying as the venom courses through its circuits, giving the warrior and his team the chance to turn the tide. This is the Velvet Ant's legacy, a storm of venom that can fell giants, a power that only strikes once per battle, but leaves a mark none can forget. To wield the Velvet Ant class is to master deception, endurance, and precision. Train in the harshest lands, strike with unrelenting venom, and let your enemy's arrogance be their undoing. In the dance of war, you are the unseen sting, the quiet force that brings empires to their knees. The stars burn bright above the desert, their cold light casting jagged shadows across the battlefield. Our Velvet Ant warrior stands amidst the chaos, his ruby eyes gleaming, his suit's amber lines pulsing like a heartbeat. He is a paradox, a slender figure who seems too fragile for this brutal world. Yet his venomous sting and unyielding resilience make him a force to be reckoned with. Every strength of the Velvet Ant class is a carefully honed blade, but every blade has its flaws. To master this class is to understand its power and its limits, to wield its gifts with precision while guarding against its vulnerabilities. The Velvet Ant's greatest strength lies in its venomous arsenal. Each strike from venomous sting or Cow Killer Barrage delivers poison that lingers, eroding enemies' strength over time. A single sting can sap an opponent's will, slowing their attacks and leaving them vulnerable, while the ultimate barrage can cripple even the mightiest foes. having their speed and power in a storm of agony. This makes the Velvet Ant a master of prolonged battles, where their poison whittles down enemies who rely on brute force. Swarm Pulse extends this dominance, slowing entire groups and turning chaotic fights into controlled slaughters. The warrior's deceptive appearance only amplifies this power. Enemies underestimate him, charging in only to find themselves ensnared by venom and outlasted by his endurance. That endurance is another cornerstone of his strength. Toxic endurance renders him immune to poisons and chemical attacks, shrugging off assaults that would fell others. Velvet armor bolsters this, turning his slender frame into a fortress that absorbs half of all physical blows and reflects pain back to attackers. In the heat of combat, he stands firm, his ruby and amber suit glowing defiantly as enemies falter against his resilience. This durability, paired with his ability to slow and debilitate, makes him a nightmare for those who rely on overwhelming force. Yet, no warrior is without weakness. The Velvet Ant's base speed is modest, relying on agile skitter to keep pace. Without it, he struggles against lightning-fast foes who can outmaneuver his stings, striking before he can react. His attacks, while deadly, are short-ranged, forcing him into close quarters where heavy hitters can exploit his fragile build. When velvet armor fades, in open terrain, where cover is scarce, his deceptive tactics lose their edge, leaving him exposed to ranged barrages or swift predators. The warrior must choose his battles wisely, for a misstep can turn his elegance into vulnerability. In the desert's starlit silence, the Velvet Ant stands ready, his strength's a venomous promise. His weakness is a challenge to overcome. He is a delicate blade, sharp and lethal, but one that demands skill to wield without breaking. The desert night stretches endless, a canvas of stars above a battlefield scarred by conflict. Our Velvet Ant warrior stands at its heart, his ruby eyes blazing, his suit's amber lines pulsing like veins of fire. He is no lone predator, but a vital thread in the tapestry of war. His power woven into a delicate balance of strength and strategy. To understand the Velvet Ant class is to map its essence across a hexagonal matrix of power, where each facet reveals its brilliance and its role among allies. This warrior is a force multiplier, a deceptive sting that shapes the tide of battle. Picture a holographic matrix flickering to life, its 6 glowing points labeled strength, speed, defense, intelligence, teamwork, and species potential. Strength glows at 7, a testament to the Velvet Ant's venomous strikes. His stings, from venomous sting to the devastating cow killer barrage, deliver crippling poison that topples even the mightiest foes. Though he lacks the raw power of brute force classes, speed sits at 6, modest but enhanced by agile skitter, letting him dart across rugged terrain with grace. Though not enough to outpace the swiftest enemies, defense shines at 8, bolstered by velvet armor's damage absorption and toxic endurance's resistance to toxins, making him a resilient pillar in the chaos. Intelligence matches at 7, reflecting his tactical cunning, knowing when to strike, when to fade, and how to turn enemies' arrogance into defeat. Teamwork burns bright at 8 as Swarm Pulse and debuffs carving paths for allies to exploit. Species potential soars to 9, capturing the Velvet Ant's deceptive nature and lethal venom, a perfect fusion of the insect's raw power. In battle, the Velvet Ant thrives as a hybrid of support and damage dealer. His ability to slow entire squads with Swarm Pulse and cripple key targets with extreme pain makes him a linchpin in team strategies. He disrupts, debilitates, and endures, creating chaos that others capitalize on. Pair him with a tank like a Rhino class, who absorbs the brunt of enemy assaults while he weaves through, stinging and slowing. A fast striker, like a Cheetah class, complements his short range, darting in to finish what his venom starts. A healer, perhaps an Octopus class, keeps him standing when velvet armor fades, ensuring his poison flows uninterrupted. Under the starlit desert, the Velvet Ant's matrix glows, a blueprint of deception and power. He is not the loudest on the field, but his sting reshapes the fight, a quiet force that turns allies into victors. The desert battlefield lies still, its sand stained with the echoes of war. Our Velvet Ant warrior stands tall beneath the starlit sky, his ruby eyes burning with quiet defiance, his suit's amber lines pulsing like a living flame. He is a testament to the power hidden within fragility, a force that turns underestimation into annihilation. As the dust settles, the world measures his worth, placing him among the elite in a hierarchy of classes. The Velvet Ant class is no mere contender, it is a Tier S legend, a delicate predator whose sting reshapes destinies. What makes him Tier S? It's the alchemy of deception and devastation. His venomous strikes, from the precise venomous sting to the cataclysmic cow killer barrage, weave poison into every battle, sapping strength and sowing chaos. Swarm Pulse cripples entire squads, slowing their advance and leaving them vulnerable to his allies' onslaughts. His resilience, forged by toxic endurance and velvet armor, lets him stand firm where others falter, shrugging off poisons and enduring blows that would break lesser warriors. Agile Skitter grants him the speed to dance through rugged terrain, turning deserts and ruins into his playground. But above all, it's his ability to be underestimated that seals his rank. Enemies see his slender frame, his graceful movements, and rush in, only to find themselves paralyzed by pain, their strength drained by venom. In the hands of a skilled fighter, the Velvet Ant turns every misjudgment into a fatal mistake. His place among the tiers is undisputed, a shining emblem of strategy and survival. Yet, the journey of discovery continues. Imagine another class, born from the indestructible tardigrade, a microscopic marvel that defies the harshest extremes: radiation, vacuum, scorching heat, and freezing cold. The tardigrade class could bring unmatched regeneration and resilience, a warrior who laughs in the face of annihilation. What secrets would such a class unlock? The choice is yours to make. As the stars gleam above our Velvet Ant, his legacy is clear. He is a silent storm, a tier S titan who proves that the smallest sting can fell the mightiest foe. Step into the arena, choose your class, and tell us what power will you unleash next.